If there's one sitcom that continues to make people laugh decades after it first aired, it's Friends. Even after so many years, these episodes still feel fresh because the comedy isn't just based on jokes, it's based on the personalities of six friends who somehow manage to turn ordinary situations into complete chaos. One of the funniest parts of this collection of scenes begins with a ridiculous fashion choice. A giant hat suddenly becomes the center of attention, and within seconds the entire group starts making fun of it. That's one of the biggest strengths of Friends. The writers can take something as simple as a piece of clothing and create several minutes of non-stop comedy. Every character reacts differently, making the conversation even funnier. Ross once again proves why he's one of television's greatest awkward characters. Whether he's trying to look confident or making a simple decision, things somehow always go wrong. When the conversation turns to shaving his head again, he actually starts believing it's a great idea after receiving a little encouragement. His excitement builds so quickly that you almost know something embarrassing is about to happen. That's classic Ross, he always commits to an idea before thinking it through. Joey and Chandler continue to show why they're one of the best comedy duos in television history. Their friendship is built on complete trust, but also complete stupidity in the funniest possible way. Whether they're trying to act cool in public or pretending everything is under control, they usually end up making things much worse. Their chemistry feels natural because neither of them is trying to be the smart one. They simply react to each other's bad decisions. One unforgettable storyline involves a baby in a bus ride that quickly turns into total panic. Instead of staying calm, Joey and Chandler create even more confusion. Every new decision makes the situation more ridiculous until they're forced to solve a problem that never should have happened in the first place. This is exactly the kind of comedy that Friends became famous for, small mistakes turning into unforgettable disasters. Ross also delivers another classic moment when he's stopped by the police. Rather than simply answering questions, he becomes nervous and starts talking far too much. His awkward attempts at making conversation only make the officer more confused. The funniest part is that Ross genuinely believes he's helping himself, while everyone watching knows he's making everything worse. Moments like these are why David Schwimmer's performance is still praised today. His facial expressions and body language often make the scenes even funnier than the dialogue itself. Another memorable beach storyline reminds viewers that Friends was never afraid of physical comedy. After an unexpected jellyfish sting, the group desperately searches for a solution. Everyone starts giving advice, but the suggestions become more ridiculous with every second. The situation reaches a level of comedy that's both uncomfortable and absolutely hilarious. It's one of those scenes that fans still quote years later because of how unexpected it becomes. Monica and Chandler bring a completely different emotion to these episodes. After everything they've been through together, their engagement feels like a reward for loyal viewers. Monica's excitement is impossible to contain, and while the moment is emotional, the writers still find ways to make it incredibly funny. Instead of becoming overly dramatic, the show balances romance and comedy perfectly. That's something very few sitcoms manage to achieve. Rachel continues to shine with her quick reactions and sarcastic sense of humor. She doesn't always need long speeches to be funny. Sometimes a simple expression or a perfectly timed comment steals the entire scene. Jennifer Aniston's natural comedic timing is one of the reasons Rachel became such an iconic television character. Phoebe remains wonderfully unpredictable. You never know what she's going to say next, and that's exactly why every scene involving her feels fresh. She lives by her own rules, and the rest of the group simply has to accept it. Her unique personality adds a completely different type of humor that balances the more grounded characters. One thing that makes these episodes so enjoyable is how every storyline feels different. One minute you're watching relationship drama, the next you're laughing at a misunderstanding, and then suddenly the group is dealing with a completely ridiculous situation that nobody could have predicted. The variety keeps the pacing fast and prevents the comedy from ever feeling repetitive. Another reason these episodes continue to work today is the chemistry between the cast. It never feels like six actors reading lines. Instead, they genuinely feel like lifelong friends who know exactly how to annoy, support, and entertain each other. That chemistry cannot be forced, and it's one of the biggest reasons the series has remained popular across generations. The writing also deserves a lot of credit. Many sitcoms rely on one-liners, but Friends often builds an entire joke over several minutes. A small misunderstanding at the beginning of an episode can eventually turn into complete chaos by the end. That style of storytelling rewards viewers who pay attention and makes rewatching the series just as enjoyable. Even after all these years, these scenes prove why Friends continues to attract new audiences around the world. The humor isn't dependent on special effects or expensive action sequences. It's built around relatable characters, awkward situations, strong performances, and brilliant comic timing. Whether it's Ross creating another embarrassing situation, Joey and Chandler getting themselves into trouble, Monica celebrating life-changing moments, Rachel delivering perfect reactions, or Phoebe saying something completely unexpected, every character contributes something unique to the show. In the end, that's the real magic of Friends. It reminds us that the funniest moments often come from everyday situations shared with the people we care about. Decades later, these episodes still make millions of viewers laugh, and that's exactly why Friends remains one of the greatest sitcoms ever created. If you enjoyed revisiting these unforgettable moments, don't forget to share your favorite Friends scene in the comments. There are so many iconic moments throughout the series that every fan has a different favorite, and that's part of what makes this show truly timeless.